Okay, let's go. He was Mr. Beast.
Vocally to people telling them I want bad things to happen to them.
No, see, this is the
It's
kind of
bad.
stuff that's going to get you cancelled.
If 9/11 didn't happen, do you think Ice Spice would still exist?
Not to slag off our friends because
No,
we
I'm
love
slagging you off.
If you've read the Bible, please comment below what this means.
Hello and welcome back. And welcome to this episode of And I Want to Talk About It.
And I want to talk about
it.
Why do I do that every
No, I
time?
like it.
Right?
Oh, it is actually really nice to be back. I don't know when we'll release this, but for us, it's been a good couple weeks. It's been a hot sec, and I have missed it.
Okay, so in our current lives, as we've filmed a lot previous
Yes.
to now, in our real life today, we uploaded our first episode last week.
Like last week.
Woo! Ow, ow, ow.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. This was the first one. This was a test, and for me, it passed. I was very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, people watched it.
Yeah, people did watch it.
Watched it.
More than just our friends.
Yeah.
But not all of our friends watched it.
Not all of them, so...
And I have your name on the list.
Still better.
And I am actively not being as good of a person as I have been in the past, so watch out, friends who haven't watched it. I know where you live.
So we have a document that we write on and it just says various words. But a lot of these we've written absolutely ages ago. So I don't know. I don't want to bring something up and you be like, what are you talking about?
I'll just lie. I love to lie.
Oh, okay. So I'm just looking at my stuff and I'm going to just bring this up now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already told you this briefly, but... let's just properly do it now. So there was one week, it was a Friday, and I was working in a grounds, I guess, to a house, a really nice estate house, and there's a lot of geese there, and I was walking up the path and there was a dead goose. I've never seen a dead goose.
I've never seen a dead goose.
It was horrible because they've got their necks and it's kind of like, you know, and yeah, and it was a Friday and I was like,
not Friday vibes.
Not Friday.
This is not my Friday.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well that's weird. Bring on Friday next week. I was at a different grounds of a nice house and there was water there. We saw 3 fish. Big fish, 3 big dead fish.
Wait, 3 big dead fish?
3 big dead fish.
That's suspicious.
And at this point I was like, okay, this is weird that this is happening to me every Friday. Bring on the Friday the week after. Dead.
Dead what? Dead what? Dead what?
Newt. So I don't... Newt. A dead newt. I found a dead newt. Where? Like a newt. A newt.
Say newt again.
Is that a word? Not only did I find a newt, a dead newt, in a 3-week trilogy of dead Friday animals. What... If you've read
does that mean?
If you've read the Bible, please comment below what this means, because it has to be some kind of biblical something. Why do I keep finding dead animals on Fridays?
Wait, let's put it together. So, goose, 3 fish,
3 dead fish, and a newt.
Newt, all kind of water-based-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, airbird, waterbird, 3 triple fish dead, 3 dead fish. 3 dead wish, 3 miss. 3. No, I'm trying to do that like association game. What does a goose mean? Because it would be interesting to find that out, because I remember this was back in like November. I kept on having like weird things about hedgehogs. Hedgehogs just kept on appearing in my life to the point where I was working on a job and we found a box in this big chest of drawers that we hired, and inside the box was jewelry. One of the pieces of jewelry was a pendant with a hedgehog on. And I was like, God, what is going on? What is going on with all these hedgehog things? and I Googled it, and it's supposed to be like a symbol of like motherhood and stuff like that.
Oh.
Week later,
I had a child.
Week
later,
later,
I gave birth.
And that was how I got my first TV appearance on TLC. So I didn't know I was pregnant.
Oh, your first one was really good. But the second time that happened, wow.
I'm holding out for a third. The first one, yeah, it was weird. The first time I gave birth, it was a dead goose. And then the second time was 3 dead fish. Waiting to find out what's going to happen on the third. But, you know, I'll keep you updated.
My money's on a newt.
That's a nice name, a newt.
A newt, yes.
I
think
newt born.
because this is a bit, you know, it's all a bit, it's a bit haunting, whatever. Our friend's house, where a group of boys, our friends, moved into this
White
house.
men, obviously. Oh, wait, no. Majority white men. And he's mixed, so it was like 3.5 white men.
That is such an awful... So they moved into this house and the loft was locked.
Dude, not just locked. We're talking padlocked, big,
bolted.
chunky, bolted padlock.
Bolted, yeah.
They had to order in like equipment to like get this lock
Yeah,
off.
they were determined to get through this, and everyone was like, well, Ellis was like, if it's locked, leave it alone.
If you live in a house and your loft is bolted, padlocked shut, leave it.
Leave it.
Drop.
Drop.
Literally.
Like, it's the same as like Coraline, Little Door.
And she got what she deserved.
I think it's The Grudge, they go in the loft.
I've never seen The Grudge.
Don't.
It scares me.
Don't. That probably ruined my life for a long time. There was a lot of things that ruined my life for a long time. Black Swan was one of them.
Because of the lesbians.
Anyway, so in our friend's house, it was like a normal house. Then they got in the loft, and then all this weird shit started happening.
So many different things.
Just like noises, visuals,
auditory, auditory Hepburn.
There was a ghost dog that a few people saw, and then Ellis had his own experience. Take it away now.
And this was, I had no idea about this ghost dog. I knew there was like a ghost woman who hated other women and would like do scary things when like girls were in the house. I had no idea about this ghost dog. So this was like the party house. Everyone would like stay over there after the nights out or whatever. And we all like to play pranks on each other. So I slept in the spare room, and I like, not only did I like block the door, I like stacked stuff. Like I put a bench in front of the door, I put boxes, and heavy stuff. So I was like, no one's going to be able to get in. I'm going to be able to sleep peacefully. I'm literally shaking. It freaked me out so bad. And I half woke up because I could hear something at the door trying to get in the door. And I like looked over the covers and I was like, oh, okay, it's shut. Everything's still there. No one's going to be able to get in. And I lay back down. I put the duvet over my head, and immediately I felt like a pressure in my ear. I heard a dog go, and I like flung the duvet off with like such force. The duvet literally went to the other side of the room, and I like bolted up. Door still closed, everything blocked up still. I managed to climb over it, pull the door in. Everyone was still asleep, like dead asleep. No one had even woken up yet.
But a lot of people saw a woman's like dress like draping round the hallway type thing. I actually was there one night, and there was just so much stuff, like noises and lights and stuff like that. I was like, I'm off. Goodbye.
Yeah, and you left, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going to take myself out of this scenario. Thank you. Yeah, that was some creepy stuff. Ellis wrote, I'm actively a worse person than I used to be, and it's everyone else's fault.
No, this is true. And I think it's because everyone in my life is too nice now.
Yeah.
So, prime example, the other day, we all went for brunch. It was bottomless brunch. I'd had a few drinks, and then we went to the pub, and we were being annoying. We were being loud and obnoxious.
You were on chairs, yes.
And someone threw a pen lid at me, and we were in South Kensington, so I proclaimed that it was a racial attack.
I actually started that, though. I stood up first.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Because someone needs to stand up. You threw the first brick at Stonewall.
Yeah.
Let it be known. Yeah, no, so what happened, I went to order a drink. I ordered 1 glass of white, 1 glass of rosé, and the woman handed them to me, and I was like, oh, which one's which? And she said, look. And I was so embarrassed that I immediately made eye contact and went, well, I'm colourblind, and just picked up the glasses and walked away. I've been vocally to people telling them I want bad things to happen to them.
No, see, this is the kind of stuff that's going to get you cancelled.
Yeah. I'm going to stop doing it, but I think it's because, so I've got to a point in my life now where I don't have anyone who I would say is a bad person. I don't have anything but good vibes around me. And there is a part of me, in which there is a part of everyone that is like a nasty, evil little thing. And I don't have anywhere to put that energy anymore. And which is like, in part ways, a good thing, but it is also a struggle. Like, sometimes I need to just be a hateful, spiteful little thing, and I just don't have the freedom to do that. I have one friend who I would say is my hateful friend, and we meet up maybe like once a month at best, like once every 2 months, and we just sit there and be hateful. My favorite example of that is, I'm on the side of like, if someone's boring, it's not their fault. Like, doesn't mean they're a bad person, doesn't mean that they deserve anything but respect. Some people just haven't gone through experiences where they've had to be fun. On the other hand, says that boring people are rude and shouldn't go outside. So she's worse than I am.
Well, I mean, I don't class myself as a boring person at all.
No, not at all.
But I've, when me and Meg were travelling, we were on Gilly Tea.
What's Gilly Tea?
Bali.
Oh, okay.
Lombok, if you will. It's like a little island, and it's a little party island, and it's the best place. It's the best place I've ever been.
Oh.
And we got put in a room. There was just like 2 sets of bunk beds. So it was me, Meg, and then this guy.
Dinner's ready.
And like, we went in and like talked to him, and we were like, yeah, we just got here, blah blah blah, and he was like, oh, nice. And then we heard him at the front desk saying, I need to move rooms because the girls that have just come in my room are really boring.
Wait, what?
And we were like, fuck you.
How did you find this out?
We heard him.
Wait, so you just met this man, literally just done introductions, and he'd left that conversation, walked like 10 feet away?
No, I don't think it was immediate leave. Like, yeah, nice girls, catch you later. Hi, I need another room because these girls are really boring. So Gilly Tea, because it is like a party thing, whatever. All the hostels are kind of like, you know, vibey, whatever, and it's a type of place. And we hadn't been to any of these types of hostel before. It's the type of place that you can wake up in the morning and you're just, you know, getting a drink or brushing your teeth or whatever
with a bottle of Jack.
And people, exactly, exactly though.
Kesha wrote TikTok about Gilly Tea.
Mm-hmm. But you'd be brushing your teeth and people would come over with a tray of vodka shots, and they're like, do you remember the Josh shots that we brought back? We put this powder.
Yeah, and it was like, it was like energy. Yeah. Energy.
And yeah, you'd be brushing your teeth and they'd be like, do you want a Josh shot? And you'd be like, what? So everyone, and like, if you declined, it'd be like, oh, that's so boring. You know them hostels where it's like, hey guys, like, come take a shot. That's part of your, like, as part of your check-in is taking a shot. No.
Let's take a shot.
No, I want a coffee. Actually, talking of this, because I've got many different things to say about hostels. We went to Budapest, and it was that exact thing. We went to a hostel. It was like, hey guys, come take the shot over here, dude.
Here, dude.
I'm gonna regret this.
Come take a shot over here, dude.
And we so we went into our room, which was just a massive room filled with bunk beds. There were so many beds in there, and there was a group of people, and so there was a big group of people, and they were all playing a drinking game, sat in a circle on the floor. They're playing a card game. I can't remember what it was. It was just pretty boring drinking card game. Not probably like, you know, like Ride the Bus or something like that. Probably not even as fun as Ride the Bus. Do you remember? That's a fucking throwback.
That's a killer, man.
Ride the Bus is so good.
Oh, mate, that's a Kilimanjaro.
That's
a Kilimanjaro.
We should do an episode where it's just me and you playing Ride the Bus. Anyway. So yeah, it was all these people in there. This is not going to mean much now because this was in about 2018. But I was born in 95. Ez was born in 96. So at this point, if you were like born in 2000 or whatever, you were like young.
Oh, you were a baby.
Yeah. So when we were
still in the womb.
When we were in this hostel, like there was like these people like playing drinking games. And they're like, "Oh, you don't want to play with us? We're like traveling, blah blah blah." And we were like, "How old are you?" And they were like, "We were born in 2002." Yeah. And we were like, "No."
That's so embarrassing.
Me and Meg went out, had a full night out, came back at about 2 a.m. whatever. Hours later, 5 to 6 hours later, they're still sat playing the same game.
What?
Lights on. Me and Meg were trying to sleep. They were at the bottom of my feet. A group of people. Like,
What? Playing the same game?
Same game.
For 6 hours?
6 hours.
I've never done anything for 6 hours.
And they're literally talking about us like, those girls are trying to sleep. Yeah, no, it's... what accent is this? Like, yeah, it's fine. Like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yes, these girls are trying to sleep. It's 3 a.m. Have you not had your fill of this game? Anyway. And then I was like, Meg, I can't fucking do that again. So we went to an Airbnb.
Oh, I love hotels. See, I'm not... I've tried it. I've tried. I've been there. I've tried. I'm not a hostel girly.
No, you're not.
I'm not a camping girly.
Nope.
I tried it one time, and I tried it hard. It was someone who's very important to me. It was their birthday. They love to go camping. I was like, you know what? For you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. And just to preface, after uni, all of our best friends, like inseparable, we'd spend every single day together of uni. Uni had finished. It was a couple of weeks later, a couple of months after. We're planning a camping holiday, and I'm in the group chat being like, haha, yeah, guys, no, super fun. I won't be coming. And people think I'm joking.
No,
and then
but
it comes.
I'm the same. And me and Ellis are the same in this way, and not to slag off our friends because
slagging you off.
We love you all so much. But I don't know how we've attracted a group of campers.
Fucking dirt-eating birds. Like, some of our friends literally love to eat mud, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick. You mud-eating, tree-licking, cloud-humping motherfucking hippies. Put on some shoes, get a haircut, get a job.
And I love you.
And get back to me because I'd love to hang out next week.
Anyway, sorry, say about your camping experience.
We'd all planned a camping trip post-uni. The entire time I was saying, I'm not coming. People thought I was joking. And then it came and I didn't go because I know I'm not going to have a good time. Mm-hmm. And I know I will not pretend to have a good time. And I will actively try and make sure that everyone else is having a bad time with me. So I was like, I'm going to spare everyone that experience. I'm not going to go. A few years pass and I went down and it was as unbelievably horrific as I had imagined, to the point where I call up my friend Meg and I'm like in tears, like I've gone off, I've taken myself off, I found signal, I hiked to a top of a hill by myself because there is no service in this place. Literally can't even talk about it. And I call my friend Meg, I'm like in tears, absolutely beside myself, like, Meg, I hate it so much, like, and I'm trying really hard and people just think I'm being pathetic and like, but I'm really trying and they just don't get that this isn't my thing. And she's like, oh baby, no, it's all right, like don't worry, like I'll come down and get you, like. And I was like, no, I can't, like I really like need to stick it out and prove that I can do it. And she was like, oh mate, how long have you been down there? And I was like, I got here yesterday. It had we
parked about an hour and a half ago.
We're just walking to a campsite and we saw a bird.
It wasn't a bird.
wasn't a pigeon. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But it's not my game. It's not my game. I don't want to play it. It's not my game. I lasted 2 nights, and then on the third night I was like, this is great, you guys. I'm gonna go spend £300 on a hotel room.
Did you?
I did, and it wasn't even a nice hotel room. It was, well, no, the room was great, but it was either a Premier Inn or one of those. But it was during summer holidays. It was in August. Bearing in mind, camping in August, get to fuck. Thank you.
What? Too hot?
Where are you living in August?
Too cold?
Freezing cold. Someone had the cheek to say to me, and it was the same girl who put a curse on me from episode 2.
Oh yeah.
Someone had the cheek to say to me, it was pissing down with rain. We were all like up to our ears, like wrapped up in clothes, going for a walk. And they were like, are you really not having a good time? And I was like, I think I would have enjoyed it if it was summer. This woman turns to me and looks me in the eye and says, it is summer.
She's like technically not wrong.
No. Is it raining? Is it cloudy? How many layers have you got on right now? 5. It's not summer then, is it? It's not summer. It's not summer, is it?
It's different because I've done Reading Festival a lot of times, which is the last weekend of August, and sometimes it's been fucking boiling, baby,
Boiling.
Yeah, and sometimes it does. The months want to have like a bit of a play around and kind of.
Yeah, and I'm all for experimenting, but this was not a month of summer. It was not nice.
This is not a month
but
of
I will
summer.
tell you what was nice. Yeah, I had to. It was during the summer holidays, so I did have to spend like £300 for a night in this Premier Inn. Best £300 I've ever spent in my entire life. I walked in, and it was on the ground floor because it was like the only room they had left was like a disabled room. So it was all flat. There was a wet room with like a shower, huge bathroom. The bed, I'm not joking, was like the biggest bed I've ever seen. It was like a 3 to 4 person bed. I had it to myself. I walked in, there was like all the teas, all the coffees, a big ass TV, and I made myself an Earl Grey. I turned on the TV, didn't even have to change the channel, Gogglebox. And I sat there with this.
You didn't even have to change the
channel.
channel.
No, that's how I knew that the universe was telling me I was doing the right thing. Because I turned on the TV, Gogglebox.
Speaking of Gogglebox, hit us up. Ring us.
Ring us now,
Or
please.
we'll ring you.
Ring Jodie. I don't answer my phone.
Ring me. I'll answer. And I actually quite like answering numbers where I don't know who's ringing me because I'm like, who this be?
Who this be? That's new news to me, B.
Wow.
Okay.
Also, while I'm doing stuff like that, big shout out to Trixie and Katia. Thank you so much for doing our little segment.
For our little bit on screen time.
Our screen time.
We know you're fans and we know we want to keep it on the hush, but we know that you watch the podcast. We know that, like, we are a huge inspiration to you as we are to, like, most people.
Ring us. Ring
us. Okay.
We're here.
But yeah, it's actually really nice because I really enjoy both Trixie and Katia, but
Absolutely.
to see that not only someone who I admire but perspires the same amount as I do, that they also have a screen time problem. It made me feel seen, and it made me feel
So what was their
understood.
screen time? I think Trixie said theirs was like 7 hours or something, and Katia was like, well, I can't say mine.
To know that there is even something in common with such a woman of pure energy, integrity, and character is like, that made me feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Made me feel good.
Yeah. What was in for that? Okay, camping.
Oh, yeah. So Gogglebox, turned it on the TV.
Yeah.
The universe was telling me I was exactly where I was meant to be because Gogglebox was playing on the TV. Bar? Yeah, that was a bar. I wrapped myself up in this big fat duvet, like full nest. I could, like, my arms were in. This was after I finished the tea, obviously, but my arms were in. It was literally just my head, and I was watching Gogglebox, and I was the happiest I'd ever been in my life. And what made me happy was not just that I was in that environment, but I knew that the people that I was with were in a worse environment.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's not enough to succeed; others have to fail. And that really, like, just warmed my heart.
We're not the same in every way.
No, I don't really think a lot of the things that I say. I just like to say stuff sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. When in doubt, just say stuff. Here's one that, following you saying that, I'm just looking at the document, and it says in Ellis' section, Mr. Beast has the vibes of a cousin.
Mr. Beast has cousin vibes.
So Mr. Beast, obviously from The Chase.
He did, like, Squid Game in real life. He was the guy who did the video where it was like, we cure 100 people of their blindness, and everyone, like, kicked off about it because they were like, how dare this man monetize a video where he's, like, curing people of blindness. It was like a whole thing. We just need to recenter ourselves. Ugh. I need to put on some deodorant because that.
All right, let's do a quick break then.
Oh.
Well,
it's Mr. Beast who looks like a cousin to me. He looks like he has cousin vibes. Not the Beast from The Chase, but, like, I'm sure he is someone's cousin, and I'm sure they're very happy about it.
Which one is?
I know I would.
Which one is the Beast from The Chase?
He's like the main one. He's
black
like
hair.
Black hair, or usually in, like, a tuxedo type suit.
Yeah.
I think he was on I'm a Celeb. Or am I getting confused?
I wouldn't know.
I haven't watched I'm a Celeb in a few years, to be fair.
No, because it's not the same. It used to be the best.
But do you think it's not the same
because
we're older?
Maybe.
Yeah, or is it exactly the same show, but just
they just
it's not for
it's
us
just
anymore.
like, oh, here's kangaroo dicks, like, put this in your mouth and smoke it.
Yeah, and it's like, I've been to Hackney, like, I can see that whenever I want. I don't need a TV for that.
So I was having a thought the other day.
I'd love to hear it.
And yeah, I'd like to open up the conversation of, what do you think is socially obnoxious to do in public? And I know that we are, we kind of...
I think this is our expertise.
We hang on that very thin line a lot of the time, but there are things that people do in public, and I'm just like, can you fucking not?
The one that literally makes my blood boil is the playing music out loud on, like, the tube or something.
This is my first one.
Is that your one? That's for me. I can excuse most behaviours because I am myself quite obnoxious, but I would never do that. But that I cannot excuse. I would never do that.
No, and also that's the same as people playing videos on their phone. Like,
yeah. I don't want to hear
loud.
it. I don't want to hear it.
Sorry, I'm not watching videos on your phone. I don't want to hear. Especially trains a lot of the time are quiet because British people are very socially
We don't talk to
awkward.
each other.
Yeah.
We don't. And I love that.
It does go the same as when you're with a friend and you're having a bit of time of disassociating, and you're just having a bit of TikTok time, but next to a friend. And they're playing their videos so loudly, and I'm like, respect the circle.
Respect the silent circle.
Let's match each other's volume. Let's take it down.
We're alone together.
Yes.
We're alone together in this room.
So that's a thing. Also, people have strong feelings about food on public transport and stuff like that. I don't really mind.
I don't mind.
Unless it's ridiculously stinky. Unless you're eating a raw onion. I don't know. Even then, I'd probably find it quite entertaining.
If you want to eat a tuna sandwich on the tube, fucking go for it. Like, I do.
I do.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
Someone has to. Yeah,
I
I'm all
don't
for
think it even smells that bad. I think people like making a song and dance out of things.
People
anyway.
love to be mad about stuff.
They really
and
do.
I'm one of those people. I love to hate stuff. I'm sure I've said many times that I think people should hate stuff more because it's so fun.
So fun.
It is. Being a hateful little thing is fun in spurts. Like, don't make it your personality, but like every now and again, just irrationally hate something.
Yeah.
But have a reason behind it.
Yeah.
Like me with Velma, it's irrational, but it's also cemented in complete scientific fact. But I'm sorry, you can't smell a tuna sandwich from down the end of the tube.
Yeah.
Right, you can't.
What do you think about people?
I hate.
Don't be there. No, about like wind, gas.
Oh, I am an avid crop duster. I love to crop dust.
What does that just mean? Farting in silence?
No, it's when if you're in a group of people or you're walking somewhere, as you're going, do it and kind of like encircle them in the gas. I actually did it on the way here. I was actually laughing about it. On the way, I was from West Hampstead Thameslink, walking to West Hampstead, and it was like everyone was in my way, and I had a very delicious breakfast, and I'm a very fast walker, so I kind of like went round a bunch of people doing it as I went and then came back in. Almost like if you imagine you're in a race car.
Do you do it with your
and
friends?
You cut someone up. No.
You just do it in public. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
But you're walking. If you're sat on the tube. No. Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
Unless if it was like a tiny one, then I'd be like, whatever. But if I knew I was about to like rip ass, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's different.
I would never rip ass in public.
That's just for the bedroom.
Yeah, I would never rip ass in public, apart from all the times that I have and will continue to.
Apart from those.
What I really love, though, a positive spin on the watching stuff in public on trains. It was late at night and I saw someone watching, I think they were watching Game of Thrones, like they were sat next to me, like they had the aisle seat, and there was someone behind them who was like watching it over their shoulder. They weren't together. They're just like two random strangers, and they kind of clocked that someone was watching it over their shoulder, and they turned on subtitles. And I was like, that actually is like humanity at its finest.
That's
like
gorgeous.
Like, he had no reason to do that. It's kind of like the shopping cart thing where it's like you finish putting your shopping away, you can leave the trolley, but you choose to go and you put it in for the sake of like saving someone else an issue. And this person was like standing up, didn't have a seat on the train, late at night. I was like, you know what, mate? Watch Game of Thrones.
Oh.
It was really lovely. It was really, really sweet.
I love that.
If 9/11 didn't happen, do you think Ice Spice would still exist?
I don't know how those things are relevant.
In like a butterfly effect type way. Like,
What just do you have like a theory of why they're linked, or just
less of a theory, more of a feeling. I just feel like in the same way that people online say that Harambe dying, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, honestly, please rest in peace. If there's one person who I want to actually be at peace, it's Harambe. So people say Harambe dying is what put us into the dark timeline, and that's why everything is awful now. Like if Harambe never got shot, then everything would like be far more normal than it is. In a similar way, I feel if 9/11 didn't happen, we wouldn't have Ice Spice, and I don't know why, but I just feel like that's real. I just feel like it's real.
I mean, maybe. Like, who knows what could have been different.
I know.
You know. And something that I always find quite funny so my favourite programme in the whole wide world is
Peep Show. Yes! Yeah.
So sorry about that little random noise.
Yeah, love it. I love it.
So it's my favourite TV show of all time, which I've watched over and over and over. That doesn't make me special. I know that we all do.
Yeah. The rewatchability of Peep Show is literally unmatched. There is no show like it.
But there's a bit in it where Jez and Dobby are talking, and they're saying like, "Don't you think 9/11 was like the best news like that we've ever got?" Like
it was like the hugest.
They were like, the news has never been the same since 9/11. Not saying, and it's a very risky joke, so you have to be careful about how you say it.
It's the best news.
But it's like it was like that was such good news. It was good news in the sense of like the news was like it was really newsy.
It was crazy. The news was newsing.
Yeah, the news was really delivering news then.
It was big news, heavy news.
It was big news.
It was the newsiest. It was the newsiest news.
It was the newsiest news I've ever known, apart from...
That I've ever known.
Also, maybe let's not go on to terrorism.
We can edit it out.
But, yeah, do you remember the London bombings on the tubes?
No, I actually don't remember.
Oh, no, we were children.
Oh, no.
There was
really.
bombs on the tubes.
I remember it happening, but I don't recall, like...
The news.
The environment around that situation.
It resonated a lot with me because I knew that my granddad was in London that day. So it was scary, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, Harry.
Bloody hell, Harry. And I'm guessing he was, like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For me as a child, like, oh my God, he's in London. Like, that's just, like, not a big space, but it is. Anywho, what were we saying before that?
9/11, would Ice Spice exist if 9/11 didn't happen? And I think no, she wouldn't. Next topic. See, that's the thing. I think that's why we work well, because I think you actually have like thought out things to say that can lead on to more conversation and more questions, and I will literally just write something down like giving your baby cow milk is essentially the same as like breastfeeding your dog. Like there's nowhere there's nowhere for that conversation to go.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just something that I've thought.
Thanks for being here. I don't know if this podcast is very good.
Do you know what's weird? I feel like we have more of a flow when we have no idea what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Shall we do a podcast inside a sensory deprivation tank?
It's just us in complete silence for an hour.
In the dark, in two separate pods. Just
with a GoPro on.
I wonder what the longest anyone's ever been in a sensory deprivation tank.
You'd be in there for fucking ages.
They'd have to get me out.
Yeah.
They'd have to get me out. If it was there, like, even if it wasn't a contest, like, I'm already in the shower for... If it's my choice, over an hour, easy.
Over an hour?
Yeah, if I had over an hour, I would. This is why I can't shower in the mornings before work, because I get in there, I'm having such a good time. I'm like, I don't need this job. I'm going to stay here.
I shower in the evenings, and that's because... I feel like I've already said this. When should we go to the pub?
My phone anxiety is actually crazy. So there is someone who... is living in my old place.
Someone's living in your old place?
They've lived there for 2.5 months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They've only messaged me like 2 or 3 times, to be fair, asking what my bank account details are. And my phone anxiety has been so bad that I, yesterday, after they moved in mid-March, told them what my bank account details are, because I literally have not been able to reply to anyone.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, though?
I don't know. I think it's because my time is so minimal. I wake up at like 5:30. I go to work. Most times I don't get back until like 6:30, 7, and then I need to go to sleep at like 9:30. So I have like a 2-hour window, and in my head, those kind of things are more responsibilities, more work, more...
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm exactly the same.
I feel like none of my time actually belongs to me.
Yeah.
And the little free time I do have, I need to maintain my friendships. I need to maintain my relationship. I need to maintain like a life. And then to have more responsibilities outside of that is like, I actually cannot fathom doing it. And I've always had this issue where if something's not in my immediate life, I cannot engage with it because I just do not have the time. Like I did a job that I'll talk about actually because this was super funny. This was when I told you that I had to go to the dentist, but I wasn't at the dentist.
Oh yeah.
I did like a freelance job for the day, and the pay was like a £200 voucher for the place that I was doing it for. But it wasn't a voucher, it was like £200 credit. I could pick the items I want and they would just give them to me. They'd been emailing me. They were asking like, what do I want? Like, let us give you £200 worth of stuff. And I could not reply to that email. I couldn't do it for like 2.5 weeks. I did it yesterday because I'm just so inundated with my time belonging to everyone else.
See, if it's free stuff, if it's stuff that's going to benefit me, then yeah, I'll get on that
No,
reply.
absolutely. But I literally can't do it. I've done it now because yesterday I just had like this weird few hours where I was like, I'm going to do everything. I tidied my room. I tidied the house. I sent emails. I sent messages and stuff to things that I haven't replied to in literally weeks, if not months. In some cases, 2.5, 3 months.
In some cases, 2.5 years.
There are messages from years ago that at some point I will get to.
What?
Mate, I can't
Just
do
leave.
it.
No, there's no point. There's no point, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how to navigate that. The idea of, because I know you feel the same way. Like none of your time actually belongs to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons we're doing this, is so that we can try and carve some kind of avenue where we can enjoy ourselves. Because I feel like I'm barely enjoying. We just want to
enjoy ourselves.
I literally just want to live. I literally am just trying to live.
Well, yeah, like it's difficult working Monday to Friday and having to plan everything you want to do in your life on a Saturday and Sunday, and having minimal time in the evenings and stuff. It's difficult.
It's stressful.
It's difficult. I feel like the momentum is.
It's a good thing we look nice today. It's a good thing we look nice today.
Energy.
Ooh, ah, ah.
Thea, bring us in some snacks. We're hungry.
Yeah, Thea, snacks. No, I'm joking.
It's bank holiday.
It's a bank holiday. The thing about it is, I feel like we thrive in the chaos. Let's not restrict ourselves to these like labels and categories.
I think one day, because I thought about stuff that we did in our first ep, the one that we never posted, and there were some really, because we were really trying to overdo it because we had nothing to say, there are some really funny bits. So I think one day we should do like a very, very short thing, and we'd be like, here's like a special.
Oh yeah, job. That'd be fun.
It can just be like the stuff about Dobby and the like the big funeral and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
So I think that, and also when I because our first episode's just come out last week, I re-watched it again multiple times. It's just me watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I say the thing because we are nearing the end. It's blue skies outside. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go to the pub.
This episode's been really weird. Let's go to the pub.
Let's go to the pub. I said in that episode, and I reminded myself when I watched myself say it, that I wanted to do like a sexual health.
Oh yeah,
segment.
The clinic.
I ain't remembered to do that once.
I had thought that actually. And I was like, and I can't take anything seriously.
No.
So I was like, you'll need to lead that.
And I probably won't. I won't. So.
What do you have to say now to the children? Maybe not to the children. Our friend recently started.
You cannot say that. You cannot say I'm crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Will it make the edit? Will it not? Who knows? I don't fucking know. It's one of those days. Me. Yeah. You want to keep on going?
Oh, right. You want to do this?
We should do every podcast like this.
This feels like what our friendship is.
Yeah.
This feels like This feels like a visual representation of our friendship.
I'm a big coffee man and a nice coffee man.
See, now I feel like the energy's back because I'm like, hi. Because I feel like I'm being annoying.
I'm ready to call it, I think.
Wait, what about Consumption Junction?
Oh, no, you are annoying. I think, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode. Me and Ellis have to part ways now. Oh, thank you for watching another episode. And I want to talk about it. Please like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you very much. Ellis, start saying your goodbyes.
I've been watching a lot of TikToks.
No.